Hi everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com, and today I have another Christmas card project for you. This is the card that we are creating. We are going to be using the Foxy Friends to create our reindeer, and we're going to be using the Flurry of Wishes for the sentiment of Merry Christmas. We'll also be doing a little bit of embossing. So let's go ahead and show you how to get started. Let me find my other, whoa, sorry. We're also going to be using, these are the Project Life cards and labels framelit, so that's how I created the label in today's project. Okay, so our card base is going to be the Real Red, and this is the standard size, so 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of crumb cake that is just trimmed down another 1/4 inch. And we are going to emboss that using the Woodlands embossing folder. So let me bring in our Big Shot. Make sure I have enough space here. I have our platform in there. I have my one clear cutting pad. And I want my trees to be going vertically, so I'm going to sit this in our folder just like that, so I get the pattern from one edge to the other. We're going to use our other clear plate, and we're going to run that through. Okay. We are going to use the Big Shot a couple more times, so let me just bring in my magnetic plate and those so that we're ready. Let me set that aside for a moment so I can get this out. Okay, so now you can see our beautiful trees. I think I want them to go that way. Okay, so what I do when I use this folder, I like to do a little bit of sponging so you can really get the effect of the trees in the back. So I'm going to use crumb cake, and I'm just going to use one of our sponges. I've cut this into a wedge, so one of our sponges you can cut into multiple pieces and you'll get a lot of use out of them. And I'm just going to add some ink in a circular motion. Use a finger dauber too, if you don't have a sponge. That would work just fine. I actually have mine here so I can show you that. That gives you a little bit more, control over where your sponge is going versus the wedge. And you can go as light or as dark as you want. I like getting a little bit in there in the marks of the tree. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, so we are going to be using our oval layering framelits, and we are going to cut an oval out of the center of our card, and that's going to allow us to do our reindeer in the center. Let me show you. I don't make a mess here. That is the second largest here of the ovals on that side. So I'm going to lay that right over. Okay, and I'm going to bring in our Big Shot again. Probably got the edge of my card. Okay. And then I'm going to eyeball this to see if I have it in the center. That looks about right. Okay. And then we're going to roll that through. Okay, perfect. Alright, and then while I have the Big Shot out, I am going to use a piece of the Candy Cane Lane Designer Series paper, and I'm going to pull out our label, our Project Life label, and I am going to set that on the side there. Hopefully that will work. Put that away from me. Yeah. Okay. Let's roll that through. Okay. Get our big shot out of the way. All right. So I think we are about ready to assemble here. Now I just have a piece of Scratch Whisper White, and I think this edge will be fine for stamping our reindeer. So I'm going to bring in my piercing pad. Since this is a photopolymer set, I just want to be sure I get a nice crisp image. And I am using this one here. So you can see it has a few dots on the head, and there's no tail. So that's the image that I'm going to use, and I'm going to stamp that in the crumb cake. Oops. Okay, that looks good. And then I'm going to stamp that in the center but lower so that I have room for the antlers. And just give that a nice press to let that ink absorb. Okay, perfect. Excuse my arm there. Okay, now we will bring in chocolate chip. And we're going to use the chocolate chip for the antlers as well as the legs. So I think we'll start with the legs. And I'm just making those even with the bottom of the body. Okay. And then the antlers we're going to do in the chocolate chip as well. That looks good. Okay. Try not to get my head in camera here. All right, perfect. Okay, so in this set, you have multiple options for your face. So I'm going to do my best to explain this. This one is a little bit, the eyes are a little bit wider. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to try to ink the two eyes with the chocolate chip. Okay, just like that. And then I think I forgot my marker. Let me grab it. I'm going to use the Real Red marker, and I'm going to color the nose. And I'm really just coloring it so that I can see it, because I'm going to actually end up covering it with an enamel dot. So, oops, did I just touch that? No, okay. Alright, so we're going to have Rudolph here in a second. Yay! Isn't that cute? I just love it. Let me close this chocolate chip so I don't get my hands in it. Alright, and now I am going to just trim this piece of paper. Let me grab my scissors. I'm just going to cut that off. You always got to check your scraps. Sometimes you get lucky and they work perfectly for a project like this. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on those edges. Take my mat out of here. Oops. I'm going to do my best, hopefully. There we go. Okay. Alright, so we're on our way. Alright, so I have my Real Red card base. Let me find my bone folder. I'm going to give this a nice crease. just like that. Since this is embossed, be sure you add adhesive around all 4 corners so it doesn't pull up on you. Put a little in the center as well. Okay. I just want to make sure I have this centered and straight. It looks good. Okay. Alright, so I hope you can see that ink on the trees. I just love it. Alright, so we can work on our sentiment. So I have our label already cut. We're going to put that down here. I have just a scrap of Whisper White. Let me see if I can tell you. It looks like it's about a 1/2 inch. Let me see. Might not even be that. Yeah, it is. It's just about a 1/2 inch. So we are going to stamp our Merry Christmas in the real red. And again, the sentiment that I'm using is from the Flurry of Wishes. You can use any sentiment that you have that fits. And I'm going to stamp that. Hopefully not in camera. About here. Okay, looks good. Let me close that up. Alright, so I'm just eyeballing. I didn't really measure this in any particular way. I just want to give myself enough space to add an enamel dot on the edge. So I'm just trimming that with my scissors and kind of seeing. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we can put some adhesive on the back of here. Whoops. Let's try to get that centered. Move that up a little bit. Sure. Okay. And then we're going to use some dimensionals on the back. I think I'm going to use a few. 3 should be good. Okay, let's bring our card back in, and we will center that right there. Okay, and then I do have some enamel dots, and these are the brights, and I'm going to use one of those red ones to place over Rudolph's nose, and then I'm going to put 2 on the label as well. So just like that. And you can find our enamel shapes in the annual catalog. Alright, and then the last thing that you can do, which is completely optional, is I love my Wink of Stella. So I'm just going to run a little bit over my sentiment, very lightly. The red does tend to want to bleed a little bit. If you go very light, you will have just a nice little sheen to your sentiment. Okay, so there is our card. Isn't this fun? I think my kids could even do this card. So again, if you'd like to purchase any of the products used in today's video, please visit my online store at theirishscrapper.stampinup.net. I will have a coordinating blog post with a list of projects or products used, if that is helpful. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I look forward to being back with you guys real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.